I do for that princess?
5 planet and maps we need in the original trilogy era for Battlefront 2. Okay, so I made my sequel planet video on Monday, so if you haven't checked that out, go watch that after this video. But now I'm going to do top 5 planets and maps we need for the original trilogy. Since Battlefront 1 was set in the original era, none of these planets were in the game. So all of the planets on my list were not in Battlefront 1. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 5, Lothal. Some of you probably won't like this idea, but it's a good number 5 spot because it's probably not going to make it in the game, but it would be interesting if it was. Lothal is one of the main planets in Star Wars Rebels. It has an interesting terrain. It's more of a plains and farmland, so we haven't really got that yet, but there is a main city in the planet, so seeing that gameplay along with the farm plains would be a pretty interesting twist because we didn't really get to see a lot of cities in Battlefront 1. We got Tatooine, Hoth, Jakku, Endor, and Solus. No city planets. So maybe one map could be set in the plains at the watchtower that Ezra lives, and the other could be set in the Lothal city. So I don't know. I feel like this would be an interesting planet to play on, but it wouldn't be in my number 1 slot. That's why it's so low on the list. So let's get into number 4. Jedha. Yes, another desert planet, but hear me out. Jedha is different. Jedha has a Jedi temple in it. That could be a map. Jedha isn't just a desert stranded planet like Tatooine or Jakku. It actually has value to the galaxy. It actually is important to the Star Wars universe. There's a Jedi temple there, and people praise the Jedi there. It'd be pretty interesting to see this map playable in Battlefront 2. Have a map in the Jedi temple, have a map in the city, have a map in between, anywhere. You can even have a space battle with the Death Star there. And maybe if the Empire's winning halfway through, the Death Star could fire onto the planet. That'd be pretty cool, and I'd love to see that. So yeah, let's go on to number 3. A lot of you probably don't know this, but number 3 is Kuat. Kuat is an Imperial shipyards planet and was one of the most important planets in the Imperial Navy. The Super Star Destroyers were built there, most of the Star Destroyers were built there, so it's just very important. And when the Empire lost this planet to the Rebellion later on, their Imperial Navy was basically crippled because they couldn't produce any more capital ships. So I don't know, seeing a space battle here would be really cool. Because you know that ring, you know the ship gate around Scarif? It's basically that, but it's across the entire planet. So seeing that would be really cool. Maybe we could even see the Battle of Kuat, which took place after Episode 6, in the campaign story mode. And that would be really cool because in canon, the Empire was so low on resources, they had to revert to AT-ATs, AT-ACTs, and AT-TEs as turbo laser towers against starfighters on the ring itself. So I don't know, seeing that flying around the ring and seeing an AT-AT fire at me or AT-TE firing at me would be very cool. So yeah, this is basically just cool factor, and I would love to have a space battle map on this planet. Now, number 2, the Death Star 2. Ironic, right? So, the Death Star 2, I don't know if it will be playable in the game, but from this piece of concept art that I throw up right now, I think it might be, because this is the Battle of Endor, and they are either on the Super Star Destroyer or the Death Star 2. We already got the first Death Star, so might as well put the second Death Star, right? I don't know. Personally, I would love to see the Death Star 2 because I think the design is just cooler. How it's like not halfway built, but it's still fully operational, so I don't know. Just seeing that in Battlefront game, I'd love it. So yeah, now that that's out of the way, and just one honorable mention on this one, and that's Iadu. Iadu was a planet that was in Rogue One that we saw for like, what, 30 seconds? No, not 30 seconds, like 5-6 minutes. It's the rainy planet that had the Imperial base on it. We haven't really gotten a rainy planet yet. We are going to get Camino in Battlefront 2, so that's rainy, but I don't know, just seeing I'd rather have another one, and the only other storm kind of planet we have, Iadu, and the environment is actually really cool. With all the extended rocks and the exaggerated terrain, I feel like that would make for a really good fighter squadron map because you have to dodge all these mountains everywhere, so I don't know. I feel like that'd be a really cool map to play on, but I doubt it will be in the game because of how not important it is to the universe. And finally, number 1, Coruscant. I know this is a prequel planet, but I want to have it set in the original trilogy, specifically after Return of the Jedi. I want to see the Imperial capital in terror without a leader. I want to see it basically without leadership. I want to see the citizens tearing down the Empire flags. I want to see the Empire trying to restrain them. The Rebellion's invasion of Coruscant. I don't know. It'd just be really cool to get that Imperial vibe of Coruscant because we haven't really seen it at all. We've seen Coruscant in the Republic era, but we have yet to see Coruscant in the Imperial era. We've seen glimpses of it in Return of the Jedi and in comics, but that's about it. So seeing it full-on Imperial glory in a video game would be very cool. And that's why it's not in the prequels list and it's in the original trilogy list, because I'd rather have it set in the Empire Age rather than the Republic Age. So yeah, that was 5 planets I think Battlefront 2 should have in the original trilogy. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like, blast a like, and all that good stuff. And stay tuned to Friday, where I'll be posting top 5 planets we need in the prequel era for Battlefront 2. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like, blast a like, and all that good stuff. And if you are new, why don't you subscribe for all things Star Wars. I do all things Star Wars, from Battlefront news, Battlefront coverage, Last Jedi news, Han Solo news, everything. So yeah, drop a like, blast a like, and all that good stuff, and subscribe for all things Star Wars. This is the First Order, signing out.